Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Spellbinder Report. Got a couple articles to go over. This one here is very disturbing. It's called High Treason if the Congress and the Senate go along with this. Senator, Republican, Mitch McConnell is killing the Republic. In a blatant contradiction to the Constitution and intent for the separation of powers, Republican Senator Mitch McConnell has proposed solving the debt ceiling by handing over the powers of the purse, specified under Section 1, Article 8 of the Constitution, over to the office of the presidency. You can read more here. Executive Dictatorship. McConnell proposes handing over the power of the purse to Obama. In Section 8, the power of Congress, the Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excise, to pay the debt and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. To borrow money on the credit of the United States, to regulate the commerce with foreign nations and among several states and with the Indian tribes, etc. Well, he says, let's just give it all over to Obama. Shoot, him borrow a quadrillion if he wants to. That way he'll have plenty of money to spend and debt, let's put it in the proper words, enslave the American people for the next 100, 200 years easily if they do this. It's already bad enough. It's going to be for the next 3 or 4 generations. That we really don't owe this money. I don't know why we're even doing it. We don't even owe it. Like I tell you before, what does it say on the top of the dollar bill? It says Federal Reserve Note. It doesn't say U.S. Treasury Note, so it's not our money. And if you look at the Federal Reserve, it's a private banking consortium, and that's a proven fact. It has nothing to do with our government. It's not even part of our government as far as that's concerned. It's like Federal Pizza or whatever. You look it up in the phone book, you don't find it in the federal government listings. Man, this is just bad, and they want to do this. Give Obama pure power over everything. Here's another article that you may be interested in. Obama executive orders impose new gun rules. See, they're giving him executive order power, which is basically dictatorial powers. When he's able to just sign up the form and say, this is now law of the land, that's a dictator. And when he's abusing that power, it's definitely showing his colors as a dictator, a Marxist dictator. Today, the administration plans are beginning to come into effect through an executive order, not through Congress. Congress is apparently just collecting a paycheck now. The Obama administration is implementing new restrictions on the sale of certain weapons in border states to increase the penalties for violating certain firearm laws. The executive orders are coming in the middle of the Fast and Furious scandal currently plaguing the administration. Already there is talk on Capitol Hill of a cover-up at the highest levels of government, and it appears that some of the administration was feeding the lethal problem of firearm trafficking its ostensibly intended to address with Fast and Furious. The question remains, if these executive orders are common sense measures as the administration claims, why not let Congress enact them as laws? If they are minor tweaks to the existing laws, as others claim, are they necessary at all? As background here, there's a short clip where it showed Obama saying, hey, I'm against restricting your gun rights. This isn't, before he was elected. And then everything after what he said here in this 44-second clip gets real hazy. Alright, we'll play it. You can go here. I'll have a link to the bottom of the page for all this. But it's just the ideal that we're losing our country fast. As I said in my last video, you won't recognize this country now if you're on top of everything. And if you're not, and you're still a sheeple, you'll wake up by November. Believe me, you'll know that you're in a police state, banana republic, dictatorship. because of what they're trying to implement here. The man to save everything, right here. If you don't believe it, then you're just denial. You're just in denial if you don't believe it. Man. But this is what's come out today. I mean, it's just getting wild. We have the Congress giving up our trade and everything to the World Trade Organization, because it is a branch of the UN and NATO. I mean, what's Congress doing there? What's the purpose of having Congress at all if they're not going to do their job? What's the purpose of the Senate if they're not going to do their job? Nothing. We might as well just fire them all. We'd save a lot of money. Think of all the money. We can almost save $1 trillion just on them and all their expenses. Shoot, might as well just make Obama king and be done with it. I mean, this is high treason, and there's this no other way of saying it. There's just high treason. I mean, you got Senator Mitch McConnell is killing the Republic by just saying that, and then he has. Well, let's go to the other page, and then he says he has. It says Republican Senator Mitch McConnell has proposed a drastic solution to the administration's insistence that the debt ceiling be raised against the wishes of many lawmakers by handing it over the powers of the purse and authority clearly invested in Congress according to the U.S. Constitution to Barack Obama's White House. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican of Kentucky, floated a novel way to default Tuesday, suggesting that Congress give up its powers to raise the debt ceiling and instead effectively transfer that authority and the political pain that comes with it to the White House for the remainder of Obama's current term, reports the Huffington Post. The Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid has said he would seriously consider that proposal. Well, of course Harry Reid is. He's another Marxist socialist. The guy that wants to give up all the private sector jobs to the unions and have everyone under a union control. It works. The U.S. Constitution clearly states that Congress has the exclusive authority to raise and spend money. Article 1, Section 8 states, Congress shall have power to pay the debts and provide a common defense and general welfare of the United States and to borrow money on credit of the United States. This authority is commonly referred to as the power of the purse. If this plan goes forward, it represents yet another alarming advance in the Obama administration's establishment of an executive dictatorship, which we have documented at length. And if you check this article out, which I'll have a link to this one, you will find that out too. I am going to open this in a new window. And this is the Huffington Politics report. And I'll give you this real quick here. And you get to see what the enemy looks like. I mean, this is just bad. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Kentucky, Republican, floated a novel way about Tuesday, suggesting Congress to raise the debt ceiling instead of effectively transfer that authority, the political pain that comes with it, to the White House for the remainder of political pain. In other words, these people just want to sit around and collect a paycheck. They don't want to have to bother their minds with the problem of this country. They're not even worth the salt. They're not even worth being administrating in a septic tank. I mean, these people are that low that say anything like that. That's just high treason. This is, I mean, just McConnell said he believed the votes exist in the Senate to pass a bill that would establish such a debt ceiling regime. If the House Democrats went along, fewer than 25 Republican House votes would be needed to make the bill law. How congressional leadership could marshal those votes, however, remains a mystery. The novelty of McConnell's plan made those on Capitol Hill more pessimistic, moving genuine fears of default from the fringe to closer to center stage. This is not my first choice, McConnell said at the press conference Tuesday. I had hoped all year long that the opportunity presented by this request to raise the debt ceiling would generate a bipartisan agreement that would begin to get our house in order, reducing spending. How can you reduce spending if you're going to raise the deficit and have more spending to pay the interest on that debt? This is just unreal, people. I just do not understand. if we can put up with this any longer. These people are really, really trying to tweak us. I think they're really, really think they are in trouble because the people are all waking up and they're moving as quick and like fast and furious, just like the gun bill, to take our rights away and turn us into a dictatorship. I mean, this is how tyranny starts. What you're seeing here and what you're seeing in everything. This is how tyranny begins. You start giving one man all the power of a country, and that's what occurs. Man, I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm going to post these links and let you all read about this, read these articles, and make a decision on yourself. Is it time now to stand up? I mean, we got to stand up. Start calling your senators. Start calling your congressmen today. Tell them you don't want a dictator in the office. You want Obama's power of his executive orders removed immediately. He's abusing his power beyond any president in history. Any of them. And that power must be taken away. That's too much power for one person to have. Executive orders. And must be removed. When it was first made, I think it was Jackson or Jefferson. It was for his wife to have $200 so they could have, to entertain foreign delegates. And that's how this all started with the executive order. He just went and said, okay, I'll just pencil whip this in and get the money so we can have these parties, so we can entertain our foreign dignitaries. Well, from there it just got worse and worse and worse. I mean, Bush, I thought he was abusing the power of the office of using executive orders, but now I see Obama's going to fully become a dictator if he keeps this up. And even if he doesn't, the next person that gets in there is going to have all this power. We got to reverse a lot of this stuff that's happened. A lot of these bills have got to go away. We got to get rid of the Patriot Act. We got to get rid of the Federal Reserve for one. We got to get rid of the executive order. We got to get rid of Congress's laziness. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Until next time, good day.